They told you to follow the path. Go to school. Get good grades. Get into college. That's how you win at life, right? But what if that path was never designed for you to win? What if the system wasn't built to set you free, but to trap you? For millions of Americans, that golden ticket turned into a lifetime of payments, endless calls from debt collectors, delayed dreams, financial anxiety, all in exchange for a piece of paper that often leads nowhere. College was never meant to be a guarantee. It became a business, and you became the product. From the first day of high school, the message is clear. College is your only shot. It's sold as the ultimate life unlock. But no one tells you what that shot will cost until you're in too deep. Since the 1980s, college tuition has surged over 1,200%. That's faster than healthcare, faster than housing, faster than inflation itself. Meanwhile, starting salaries for graduates have remained mostly flat. So while the promise stayed the same, college equals success, the price quietly became unaffordable. Every year, millions sign up, not because they're inspired, but because they're afraid of being left behind, of being seen as a failure. So they sign, they borrow, and they hope it'll all make sense later. But that's not education. That's fear-based conditioning. Let's be honest. College is no longer a noble institution. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, powered by prestige, fear, and guaranteed debt. Behind every smiling graduate photo is a business model designed to extract lifetime value. Today's universities are run like corporations, slick marketing campaigns, luxury student housing, multi-million-dollar stadiums. But the real product isn't the campus experience. It's you, the student, turned into a long-term revenue stream. You think you're the customer, but you're not. The real customers are the lenders, the federal government, the loan servicers. They get paid first. They get paid consistently. They profit whether you graduate or drop out, because once you sign that loan, you're in the system. Here's the trap in 3 easy steps. Step 1, make college feel essential for survival. Step 2, make it unaffordable without loans. Step 3, normalize debt so deeply that no one questions it. Most students borrow before they've held a full-time job. They borrow without understanding interest rates. They don't learn how to read a loan amortization table, but they're expected to sign 5 or 6 figures in debt. And if you default, they don't just send reminders. They garnish wages. They seize tax refunds. They even go after Social Security checks. You are literally paying for a decision made when you were 17 or 18, sometimes for the rest of your working life. In every other investment, we ask the same question: what's the return? But not with college. We've been trained not to question the cost. Even if the payoff is low, delayed, or non-existent. A $100,000 degree that gets you a $38,000 salary? That's not a pathway. That's a treadmill. There's nothing wrong with studying philosophy or art history. The problem is borrowing like an investor, but thinking like a dreamer. Passion without planning is poverty. And the system never taught you how to evaluate risk. Meanwhile, the rich approach college differently. They see it as a networking hub, a strategic access point, a launch pad for future power, not just a diploma. They extract value. You accumulate debt. If this is waking you up, share, and send it to someone still trapped in the system. Let's revisit that question we skipped for too long. What's the ROI of your education? ROI means return on investment. And in plain terms, it's what you get back compared to what you put in. If you spend $100,000 and 4 years of your life, what do you get? A job? A network? Just debt? Or real upward mobility? Imagine this. If you put $100,000 into a business, you'd expect profit, growth, impact. But with a degree, too many people accept negative returns just because that's how it is. That's the mental trap. Treating education like a guaranteed return instead of a financial decision. True ROI asks, will this help me solve valuable problems? Will it increase my earning power? Will it open new doors? That's why the rich don't just look at degrees. They look at outcomes. They build power, proximity, partnerships. They don't pay for information. They invest in transformation. And you can do the same once you start thinking like a strategist, not a follower. The first step to freedom? Unlearning. Unlearn that your worth is tied to a certificate. Unlearn that success is linear. Degree, job, retire. Unlearn the idea that debt is just part of life. The rules have changed. And the winners play a different game now. They build skills and market rewards. They solve real problems. They create leverage with tools, teams, capital, or content. You don't need permission. You need strategy. And above all, you need courage to step off the default path and build your own. Here are 3 clear ways out and examples of what you can actually do. Monetizable skills. Focus on skills and market values. You can start offering freelance writing services, sell graphic designs for small businesses, become a tech support consultant, or manage social media accounts for local brands. Leverage the internet. Create digital assets that work for you. Launch a YouTube channel teaching a specific skill you master. Start a newsletter sharing financial tips for beginners. Build an online course teaching basic Excel for entrepreneurs. Sell simple templates, guides, or ebooks that people need and search for every day. Grow a personal brand that turns knowledge into leverage. Financial discipline. Master your cash flow and make your money work for you. Build an emergency fund with small, consistent deposits. Follow the 50-30-20 rule to organize spending. Start investing monthly in index funds, even with small amounts. Focus on growing your savings rate instead of inflating your lifestyle. None of these paths require a diploma. They require initiative, consistency, and the willingness to learn by doing. You were told that your only path was the one they laid out, but there are many exits. And now you have the map. You just need to move. College isn't the enemy. The blind belief in its promise is. As long as you outsource your thinking to institutions, to marketing, to tradition, you'll stay in the trap. But once you start asking new questions, what problem do I want to solve? What value can I create? What kind of life do I want to build? That's when you reclaim your agency. In the new economy, your greatest asset isn't a diploma. It's adaptability. It's critical thinking. It's execution. The education trap is real, but now you've seen it. And if you made it this far, you're not just a viewer. You're someone who's ready to wake up and rewrite the rules.